Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on how to get actual names of displays or monitors available connected to our PC and display it here. So here you can see Dell D139 and MSI, this monitor name. So these are the two monitors that I have connected in my PC. So we are going to add a C++ function into our extended user settings subsystem that we have implemented in our menu system plugin, because we can't access display information from Blueprint itself. We have to do some stuff in C++ and then expose that into Blueprint. So that's why we are going to do that in Blueprints. Alright, so before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access everything without any limits, and here is the full playlist of this series. Everything is implemented and explained from scratch. You can follow these episodes and implement everything by yourself. Right, now let's get back to today's episode. Okay, so right now, here let me play. And as for the available monitors, under settings, display, I see this monitor one monitor, but this is a hard-coded value. So what we are going to do is how to get dynamically available monitors to us. So if I go to display options, here I can show you where I have hard coded it. This is display options, initialize options, and initialize displays here. So this is just I did this just to get the UI up and running. So now it's time to actually implement this. But I couldn't find a way to do this within Blueprints itself. So I did a search in Gemini and I got this summary, and as the source it shows this video, which is something I did a couple of years ago, this display library plugin. Basically what this does is it shows how to get a list of available monitors or displays. So I'm going to use the same method but not in a separate plugin. I'm gonna do this. I'll leave the link to this video as well, so in case you are interested you can watch in more detail about the implementation here. But what I'm gonna do is I have this user settings, this extended user settings subsystem, which I have implemented in C++. So from C++ I can get all the display information, so then I can use it within Blueprint. So I'm going to add a function to get all displays available to us here. So under display matrix we have this rebuild display matrix function. We can use this function to get a list of available displays. So let's start writing our function here. Public. Now this display matrix, this is not this is available in the application core module, and we need to use this header as well. So I'll do that here, and we can't access it unless we add application core into our dependency modules. Do that here. Okay, now here if I go to this link, you can see F display matrix, and you can see this monitor info. This is a T array. So info on connected physical monitors. So this is what we are interested in right now. So if let's say we want to return this monitor info variable, let's do this. Info get all displays. Let's call it get our display info. Why call display when it says monitor? So get all monitor info. Okay. Now let's implement this function. So this is how we get it. F display matrix rebuild display matrix, and for into this we need to pass f display matrix object. So f display matrix, and let's pass this. Now we can return this display matrix monitor info. So this will return a T array that contain all the monitor information. So if I go to f monitor info, you can see what are the variables available there. Is primary, display rate, DPI, ID, resolution, name. So everything you need contains within this. Okay, just to make sure things are working, let me go to my project and hit compile. Yeah, it's working. Live code succeeded. So now, as I know, this display matrix stuff are not visible, not exposed to blueprints. I know that because I tried it already. So here, let's say if I make this a u function that is callable from blueprints, and I'll call it display settings, we get this error. Unable to find class delegate. So if I try to compile it within the project, we get the same error. So that's because these things are not exposed. This monitor info is not exposed to blueprints. So what we can do is, let's create a struct that contains all this information that is accessible from the blueprint site. So let's create a struct, a C++ struct. I can't actually, let's see. What's this? We can't create this. Okay, then let's just object. We can change this into a C++ into a struct when we open. Oh, I hit create. I didn't mean to hit create yet. I need to remove that. Actually, I think it's fine. We can just rename this. So let's call this, instead of my class, can I call monitor info? Will I have any naming complex? Yeah, we already have monitor info. Okay, so let's call this display info. With the name, and this one also display info C++. Here, let me rename that, and we should call this f display info because this is a struct and it shouldn't inherit from 𝑈object. Also, I'll change the type like this. Use struct blueprint type, and this should call struct like this. Okay, it compiled successfully, so everything should be fine. Okay, now looking at this, we can add these properties to this struct so that we can copy from Monitorinfo. And also I added this default constructor and this custom constructor as well, so that we can initialize this. Okay, now this display info, I'll use it here. Instead of returning monitor info, I'll return a display info. I should copy that. Okay, and we don't need this anymore, so let me cut this, but we would still need that here, so that's it. And this also should be if display info now, because that's what I'm going to return. So here I'll add a T array like this, and then we can run a for loop for each monitor info in displays monitor info const like this. So actually we don't need to do this, we can do this monitor info array at. Okay, so now it adds all the variables we need into the monitor info array, and then we can return it. Yeah, but let's hit compile and see. Oh, we have a problem in the order. Let's see. Yeah, this should come here. Okay, done. Now it compiled successfully. Now here, let's go to our this initialize displays function, and here from this I can get all monitor. No, what's oh wait, we didn't make this u function blueprint callable u function. So yeah, let's do that and compile. But since now we are returning display info, maybe we should call this get all display info. And I need to change the name here too. And I need to compile again. Okay. Alright, done. So now here get all display info, so which returns an array all display info. Let's run a for each loop here. So we might change this later on, but right now all I'm doing is using this options array. So let's promote this to a local variable, display names. I'll just do this, right? We can access the name here, I'll expose just the name and display names at and then yeah, we are using the display names now. Okay, compile. Now if I play, I should see actual monitor names Dell 139 and MSI. So these are the two monitors that I have. So it's now showing us the actual monitors available to us. Okay, great. So now that we have the actual monitors, next time let's see how to switch between monitors and apply the changes. I don't want to get into that in this episode. Okay, so thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in another episode. Goodbye.